Hello, how are you doing? This is going to be a shorter video, kind of an update on where we're going and what we're doing and why we're doing it. One of the things I want to tell you is you need to check the roof rack if you've got one. You need to check what it weighs. Pardon me, it's almost 4 in the morning here. Toyota products will handle 75 kilograms on the roof, but that includes your roof rack. So you go find out what your roof rack weighs empty, subtract that from 75 if you have a Toyota. If you're driving something else, you're going to have to find out what the roof will hold, and then make your subtractions and put up whatever it is you're going to store on your roof rack accordingly. The other thing that you got to make sure, the reason that you do this is because if you're overweight and you're involved in an accident, even if somebody hits you, you've given the insurance company all they need to cancel your insurance. You were overweight, you never should have been there. It's kind of like being drunk. If somebody rams into you and you're intoxicated, even though they hit you, you're over the legal limit for alcohol. You should not have been on the road. So the accident is your fault for being there. It's the same if you're overweight. If you're overweight, you're screwed. So make sure that you look after that. The second thing is, the reason I'm not putting up a lot of videos is I'm having to make a lot of changes. I was originally planning on using a Toyota Land Cruiser. That went out the window. Then we're going to run a Hilux with an Alucab canopy camper. That went out the window. Then we're going to use a Hilux with a four-wheel Campers Project X. That went out the window. Then I was thinking of taking a Hilux back to North America with me. Well, the Canadian government threw that out the window. The trucks here are made in Thailand, and they don't have any way of defrosting the windshield or heating the cab in the winter, and that's why I cannot import a vehicle from Malaysia into Canada. You can import from Japan, probably from Germany, France, and Spain. The problem with the Japanese vehicles is their right-hand drive. I need left-hand drive. A Toyota Tacoma and a Toyota Hilux are two completely different trucks. They're both made by Toyota, but that's the only similarity that they have. The Hilux comes with either a gas or a diesel engine. The Tacoma is gas only. The Tacoma is also 6 inches wider. Now, if you're looking at something like a pre-made camper, like a slide-in, I really like what I was seeing from Northern Light, and their campers are roughly 94 inches wide. The door on a standard 20-foot shipping container is 92, so obviously it just isn't going to fit. The problem with the Alucab canopy camper and the Project X is you can't take them off the vehicle. Like, you have to literally disassemble them to take them off the vehicle. It's not like a slide-in camper where you lower down 4 jacks and the truck moves away. These particular units, they actually attach to the side rails of your truck box or your tub if you were in Australia. Kind of like putting a canopy on the back of a truck if you're in North America. I want you to think of it that way. Canopy is completely different if you're in Australia. For the Aussies out there, I'm going to be building a ute, and my tray is going to be removable. For those in North America that don't understand Australian, I'm taking the box off, I'm making a flat deck, but the flat deck is going to be removable. You want to take a look at kind of what I'm patterning after, go to YouTube, look up Ambition Strikes, and follow their build series. I am having composite panels the same as theirs. I'm using the same, going to use the same material, and no, I don't have a fancy plasma cutter. I'm going to have to get stuff sheared for me because it's the only way I can work with it. My son, my oldest one, is a TQ welder, and he's going to be working a lot with the aluminum. Even though I do weld, I don't weld with aluminum. All my welding is steel, and it's a completely different animal. So he's going to have to do a lot of the welding. I'm really leaning on him for that. The price of plywood and wood in general in Canada and North America, everywhere, because of COVID-19 has gone absolutely through the roof. It's cheaper for me to get a 4x8 sheet of aluminum than it is a 4x8 by a quarter-inch sheet of plywood. So instead of having wood on the inside of the camper, I'm going to have another sheet of aluminum. This poses a problem, and the problem that it poses is now all my wiring has to be in the panel before I make it. So I have to know where everything is going to go, because once I get I have to drill the holes, and I have to pre-wire the entire panels before I can get the panels built. And this is going to be a major challenge. I'm kind of looking forward to it because it's going to be a massive headache. The vehicle itself has changed. Because I'm going to go with a slide-in truck camper, I now have an area underneath my bed that is going to house my water tank, my fuel tank, my batteries, my electrical, the big gen set that I've got, and my toolbox. My fridge is coming out of the truck along with the toolbox. They're both going into the camper. This is going to give me extra room in the back end. Now I will still take the back seat out because I don't need it. This is just going to give Priya a little extra room. It'll mean I can store more photography gear, and it'll also mean that I can store more dog food, which is always a good thing. So when you don't have a lot of space, every inch counts. I'll be running a 50-gallon fuel tank and a 50-gallon water tank side by side, right behind the rear window in the truck. So the water and the fuel are in the camper area. My camper jacks are not what you normally see. They're going to be hydraulic rather than the handle crank jacks that everybody else has. It's actually cheaper for me to build it that way than it is to spend $4 grand on jacks, because the jacks are about $1,000 a piece, and obviously you need 4. I can run a hydraulic system cheaper than that. That's what I'm going to do, and it also means I don't have to work so hard. So that's a plus. My truck camper will be 10 feet long, plus the box at the back end probably be another 2 feet, and we're going to be 7 feet wide and 7 feet high. Solar panel, pardon me, like I say, it's after 4 in the morning. Solar panels are, I'm still trying to get a pair of Trina Vertex 660s. So if anybody watching this knows where I can get some or has some, if you're working on a big building project, you've got a couple of extra panels that I could buy from you that are new, that would be great. Sometimes it's cheaper for you to buy a whole pallet load than, like, if you need 95 and they're selling 100, you got to buy the whole 100 so you got some spares. That's kind of where I'm coming from. Please take COVID-19 very, very seriously. The death tolls in Malaysia are just skyrocketing. That's why we are now in an indefinite full movement control order. I can go 10 kilometers from my house, and that's it. Now, if I got to go further, I need police clearances and police papers, and sometimes they're granted and sometimes they're not. I was able to get to Penang Island at the end of June because Priya had to go back to the doctor, and that's good because that's where I get my dog food from her, because I have to buy it from a vet. She doesn't like the Royal Canin, she likes the Hill Science Diet. But anyway, this is what we're looking at. I'll be back online as soon as I can get there. My email address is in the description of what my channel is about. You can get a hold of me at any time. Stay safe, take COVID-19 seriously, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. We'll be back at you soon. Bye-bye.